Hey, this is Papa from StreetFighter TrainingSystem.com. Alright, so today I'm back for the video level with the playlist level 99. So on the past video I showed you that the intention was to try to automate um, to help us visually to check fail to legged pullback and the Papa score, right? So the first video we were at level 1, I still need to be at level 99, so I'll have to produce 98 more videos to reach that level. But anyway, so basically I shared a little bit the ABCDE. So where do we stand? Sorry. So for now, I fix a little bit of the ABCDE pattern, so the fail to legged pullback or Shoryu punish, because it had a couple of problems. So the problems has been reported. So if you look inside the doc, when my first output basically, it had some problem, and the problem was that it was not considering. So you see here, for example, where is my mouse? It was not considering the equal lows. So let's say we have two lows, two candles that have equal lows. It was not taking care of this. And same if we have 3 equal lows, 4 equal lows, and so on. So Patrick from Discord, not me, he reported this. So he kind of told me a technique on NinjaScript on how to fix it. So this is what I'm seeing over here. So on the limitation, right? So basically I was saying that it's not taking into account when a pivot has several equal lows. So he said to me, what about this, right? So he gave me something where on NinjaTrader we can maybe use the last non-flat trend, but I think on TradingView I was not able to find it. So I decided to apply a different technique. What I saw is maybe manually check if it's 2 equal lows, then I'll take it into account if it's 3, if it's 4, and if it's 5, and so on. But to understand where I need to stop, what I did is that I computed basically the cumulative value of when when we have matching lows. So let's say 3 candle matching lows, 4 candles matching lows, 6 candle matching lows, right? So if I zoom, what you can see over here, so in red, it's basically when we have 2 candle matching lows since the beginning of June, okay, from June until now. So we had like 100 Ks of candles that has matching lows. 3, so it's in yellow, we had 11 candle with matching 3 candle matching lows, and 4 it's the blue, okay. And what we see is that starting to 4 we have 0 candles that has 4 consecutive matching lows. So then based on this, what I did is that I added on the code, so it's what I say over here. I did an update on the code to take into account on the pivot when we have 2, 3, and 4 matching low candles, okay. So normally it should cover not 100%, because maybe on some other period we'll have 5 matching lows, 6 matching lows, but it should cover most of the use case, okay. So again, if you want to try it out, just copy paste, you take it, and then you go inside your TradingView. So make sure that you don't have an indicator, because if you're on the free version, as I said, you have only 3. So and you add it over here, and here it should count correctly normally, even when there is matching lows. So for example, if I can find a matching low, so can I find it out? And there is no matching low over here. Over here, so for example, this candle and this candle, they are matching low, but you see it still counts as 1, okay. And also it resets if this low is equal to this low. Anyway, I think that it's almost perfect, meaning that it can find every single ABCDE pattern, okay. So you will see also yeah, probably it. So it's taking into account also the external not the external, sorry, the outside bars. So for example, this is first pivot, second pivot, third pivot. And this is, it's doing the low and the high at the same time. So I also count those into account, even though on my trading methodology, as you know, for the moment, the E has to be lower than the D, okay? But anyway, for now, it's this, it count also. You can use it if, especially for beginners that want to try and understand how to count and find basically the ABCDE move. For the moment, it's only on the low side. Okay, so this is part one. I think I covered most of the use case, and I will probably not I will not work again on this indicator unless somebody find a huge bug on it. Okay, so take a look at it, try it out, and check visually if it normally covers all the use case, but it should, right? It should reset when there's equal lows. It should reset if the low is lower than the previous one. And so on. Okay, so I'll let you guys check it out and see for yourself. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is to code the other part of the Papa score. So on the Papa score we had is it a good candle or not. So this is also done. I think I showed it, or maybe I didn't show it on the previous video. I don't remember, but basically what it will show. So I can put it on the screen. Over here, so if I copy paste, you can see over here, so if the candlestick is good, it will point one, so you'll have one, and so it will be green if it's on the long side, and red if it's on the short side. Okay, so let's check an ABCDE that is a good candle. So for example, this one, no, not this one, so not many candles that are good on the ABCDE. What can I check? This one, for example, it should close on its top 25%. So you can see this small candle over here, it has a green over here, and it closed on its top 25%. Okay, so this was one of it. I can remove it. I also had the size of the candle. This I remember that I showed you. And now I'm working on the Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so Fibonacci retracement means what? Is that when you are going to take, so let's say that I reset my chart, okay? What I need to do for Fib is I need to consider the point 1 to the point, basically the highest, so the lowest point over here to the highest over here, over here, just before the trade. Okay, and I need to see that basically this retrace at either the 50% or 61.8 level. Okay, where does it retrace? And if it retraces on between the 50 and the 61.8, and the so if the wicks touch goes past but and touch the 50 and 61.8, but the body of the candle is above 50%, 61.8%, then it will be 1 on the Papa score. Okay, so to do this, I first had to think on the methodology to find the highest point of the candle and the lowest point at this candle on the entry point. Okay, so for this, there's a function in basically TradingView that is called highest and lowest and bar since. Okay, so what I had to check is, let's say I am here, I need to check the highest point that happened since the bar is equal to 1. Okay, so if I compute from here to here, what is the highest point is over here. Okay, and then same, what is the lowest point? Well, it's the point 1 basically. Okay, so for this, as I said, is what I explained also on the document. Is my step 1 is to find the lowest point and the highest point before the entry point. Okay, so I have basically pasted the code over here for those who want to understand clearly the steps that I'm doing from a programmatic point of view. So you see here, I have this. So if I paste it, you can see that, for example, at this point, right, what was the highest at this point? Okay, actually, but the highest was this. This was the highest. And what was the lowest? The lowest is the point 1. Okay, so you can see that the red line is over here and the green line is over here. I have the high and the low. Okay, so once I'm able to do this for every single ABCDE, okay, what I can do is I can basically check over here. So this candle, again, what is the lowest point? It's the starting point 1. And then what is the highest point is this candle, right? So once I have this, after it's just a matter of computing the ratio between this low and this high, okay? So it's what I have basically done over here. So let me show you. So what I will do is that I will compute the ratio for each of the candle, okay? So maybe let me show you. So this is the Fibonacci code. So I'm first going to show you the ratio for each of the candle. Okay, so you can do it if you so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna comment this and I'm gonna uncomment this. Okay, so I'm gonna add it to the chart. So basically here, if we take a look at the candle, so I reset over here. So here it will say basically, so I have two type of histogram, okay? I have the red value on the left and the green value, okay? So here on the left value and the green value, so if I take this point, okay, so if you see on the left hand side, what we see is that the low has retraced 73.91%, and the close of the candle has retraced 63.04%, okay? So, so which makes sense, and you can see it for all the ABCDE. So this one, for example, did it retrace? It retraced at 50.98 for the low, but the close of the candle is 27.45. Okay, so once I have this for every single candle, then I need to do my Papa rule, and the Papa rule is what? Is basically to say that if the low of the candle retrace more than 50%, but the close of the candle retrace less than 61.8%, then it's a Papa score equals to 1. Okay. If the low doesn't retrace to the 50%, then I have a 0. And if it retraces more, other, let's say the other case will be if it retraces more than 50%, then I will have 2 on the chart, on the 1 month bootcamp. I have a 2, and 2 means that basically the move retraces more than 61.8%. Okay, so when I have this, I just need to plot it, right? So I'll comment this, and then it will say to me basically, so it's gonna say that I don't have the paid version, so I need to remove one indicator. Up. So for example, here on this candle, it says to me that this candle retraced to the 50% Fibonacci level, so it's a 50%. Okay, so I can verify if I draw the Fib level. So here from the low to the high, we can see that it retraced to the 50. It touched the 50. And the close is closing above the 61.8, so it's a good Fibonacci level, and the indicator is working. Okay, so for this one, for example, again, here it puts like a green line on this one. So Fib retracement. So I go from the low to the high, and you can see that it retraced to the 61.8. And then the candle closed above the 61.8, so it will put 1. Okay. Do I have a use case where I have a red candle? Red meaning that it retraces more. Okay, that means that the candle closed below the 61.8. Well, I'm not sure to find it out, but anyway, so this is how the indicator works. Okay, so far I have ABCDE move Fib level, I have it's a good candlestick or not. I have also done so good candle, fib, size of the candle, and that's pretty much it. So I think we're missing maybe if it's with the trend. With the trend, what does it mean is, so let's say I have my SMA and EMA. So if you go over here, so you can add this. I'm going to remove this, right? The high and the lows. So I can add the 21 and the 50. So what I'm going to add as indicator is it with the trend? So with the trend, meaning that for the moment is just if the EMA is above the SMA. So this will be fairly easy to do. But the only thing that I have left is basically the early in the party, and it's the most difficult one actually. Because the early in the party, to do it, we need to be able to count impulsive move and retrace move, okay? But I'm not sure what should be the formula for it. What I've been thinking so far on what to do, and maybe I will expose it, but I'm still not sure on how to code it. The idea is to use like a cycle indicator, and the cycle indicator I think can be the stochastic. So I'll just show you what is my idea for the moment. Okay, so I think that the stochastic will be an input of let's say 5. We don't need K. Okay, we don't need K, to be honest. So can we remove it? Yeah, and let's remove the background. So we only need D. So what I'm thinking is to do a wave count. Okay, but first the wave. The first thing is that to understand if the SMA is angling down or not. Okay, so to understand if the SMA is flat or if it's angling, right, up or down, I think what I would do is that I would do a linear regression model. Okay, and if the slope of the SMA, so the slope meaning the angle of the SMA is up, then it will be angling up. If the slope is down, it will be angling down. And if the slope is almost horizontal, then I will consider as flat. Okay, so this is the first step. But this is, I will say, easy. I know how to do linear regression. But the main problem is, as I said, to count the impulse. Okay, so what I'm thinking to do, and the methodology that I'm going to do is, so once it's angling down, to understand basically what is happening is we need to look at the cycle indicator, okay? And the rule will basically be to find the lowest point when the indicator is on the downside but haven't yet reached the 50%, okay? So for example, here it starts doing a down move, okay, over here, right? So the SMA is angling down, it does a down move, and here at this point, okay, it's moving past the 50% of the stochastic. Okay, so I will mark it down at this point, okay, the stochastic. So I mark it here. Can I mark it on the chart? I don't know. So yeah, okay, you can see here, over here, it crossed the 50. Okay, so what I will do is, if the stochastic is below, okay, below, so I'll mark it also here, when it crosses this, so it crosses over here and over here, okay. Oh my gosh, what the fuck. So sorry. So I was here, right? So here the SMA is hanging down, the stochastic is below 50. So when it's below 50, I will search for the lowest bar within this portion. Okay, so what is the lowest bar is this one. Okay, it's this bar right over here, right? So this will be impulse 1, okay? And then the retrace, to have another impulse, the price has to cross, okay? It has to cross the, maybe not the 50, but the 45. And then that's it, right? So let's say here, it goes down, this is the lowest point. It retraces, okay? Then it went down, I think over here. Here it reached 45, so it will be this will be the retrace, and this will be another impulse, okay? But since this impulse is lower than this one, then it will be a failed type of impulse, so it will not count, okay? So it's still on the retrace. To have another impulse, the impulse have to go lower than this point, okay? So it never did. So here we are just moving flat, right? So we cannot count more impulse. It's just on the same retrace, okay? And the SMA is also starting to angle flat, right? So other example to show you, here we have a good uptrend. So again, how would I codify this? So let me remove this sheet. So basically here it starts angling up, right? So what I need to check again, I will check that the stochastic is above 50, okay? One is the stochastic above 50, so it's above 50 here and above 50 over here, right? So this, what is the highest point between all this? It's this point over here, right? So this point over here is the highest point, so it's my impulse 1. Then it moves below and it crosses back above, okay? So over here, the stuff crosses back above the 50 SMA, no, sorry, stochastic, and here it crosses back on the downside. So this, it will be, what is the highest point between here and here is this, okay? So this will be impulse 1, this will be impulse 2, okay? So I'm thinking about this. I'm not sure anyone else has a better idea, but mathematically I think that it makes sense. And of course what it will mean is if past two impulsive move, you cannot take any retrace, okay? So you could have taken basically this retrace. Sorry, I need to count three impulse. So you can take let's say this retrace over here, okay, and this retrace over here, because this will be one first retrace, second impulse, second retrace, and then over here, so well, there is a gap over here, but you can see that the price went below and then it crossed back above 50 over here and over here, right? So let me mark it down so that you see that it's clear. So let me move the stochastic a little bit up. So when did it cross back? It crossed back the 50 over here, right? Did it cross back the 50 over here? Yeah, over here, okay? And then it went down over here. So what is the highest point on this? It's actually this candle, okay? So first impulse, second impulse, third impulse. First retrace, second retrace, and then after the second retrace, then you cannot take long anymore. I will see how to code also the reload, because if the price goes, there's 5 ways, but this is again complicated. But anyway, I guess that you have the idea. So my next step will be to try to have this, and then if I succeed, okay, so my next video will be on this, telling you if I succeeded or not. Then if I succeed, the next step is, as I said, I will backtest the ABCDE strategy first on TradingView, okay? Because as I said, on TradingView, what you can do is that you can apply strategy, and then you can run the ABCDE since the beginning of life. So I can go back in the time of Mac and check what would have been the win rate percentage if we took all trades since the beginning of the life of S&P, okay? Second is I will also be able to do it with the Papa score, and then we can check what will be the probability of win rate. Now the problem is that this thing will be based on the 5-minute chart, but we'll still have an idea, right? If maybe someone wants to apply the same methodology on Forex, maybe they can do it on Bitcoin or whatsoever, okay? But anyway, we will have the logic of all this, and this is the important part of it. Now, the next step is I think I will take maybe 2 weeks to complete everything in PineScript. On the following 2 weeks, I will learn NinjaTrader C#, and then I will translate whatever I have done over here into C#, okay? And I think it's going to be very easy because once you have the algorithm logic, right, it's very, very easy. I just need to look, very, very easy. I think it will not be too difficult because I will just need to understand on NinjaTrader how can we get the highest point, the lowest point, what is the low, and so on. But I will have all the logic already written down, okay? So it's not going to be very complex. And then once this will be done, I will also do like backtesting to basically see and help us out to fill out our 1 move, 1 month dashboard, okay? So if I look over here, today we have 36 days, but this is fairly done manually, right? So it's good, and we should, because as I said, doing the exercise or doing it yourself, it puts into your mind what is a good trade and understand the market situation, right? But if we can backtest more days in time, it will still help us to understand if this strategy viable on the mid-long run, okay? So this was Papa from StreetFighterTradingSystem.com. We still have 97 when I will upload this video left to reach level 99. I hope that this is interesting. Let me know if you don't want to understand what I'm doing. I can just keep it for myself, but I think it's interesting for you to also see, even though you don't know how to code, what is the logic that is behind all the indicators. Okay, because if you understand the logic, you will be able to codify in your own mind what it means. And what I try to do every time is to also write in English what I'm trying to do. Okay, so yeah, see you guys on the next video.